you're lording over them, or you're trying to get something from them, and it's not beneficial on both sides. It's pride. It comes from the dark side. It's a weak character trait. If you're telling someone, I'm a 7th degree black belt, I've won 17 gold medals, because you want to help them, you want to instill confidence in their mentorship, in their relationship with you, give them reasons to listen to what you have to say for their benefit. You're not trying to puff yourself up or say that you're better, but in reality you say, I am just like you, but I have learned some things, and that's how I've achieved these things. That should be your story. That's the difference between pride and confidence. So when I tell you some of the list, why you would want to listen to a guy who life hacks, or one who's about to tell you tomorrow a little bit more about painting your life amazing, telling you how to start a business and how to do great things. I was that kid, like I said, I dropped out of high school. I wasn't interested in a formal education, and didn't accomplish much, and there was a lot of dysfunction in my life. And when I started to achieve, I learned some things about achievement. And so one of the things that got into my heart was I wanted to be like Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin was one of my childhood heroes. As I read the stories, and I saw all the stuff that one human being can accomplish. And it wasn't just one thing, it was these diverse things. I mean, he was a politician, and he was a poet, and he was a writer, and he was a scientist, and he had all these different things. And that was one of my primary influences in life in my beginning days of study. And so I thought, I want to have, if I could ever, here I am, high school dropout, if I could ever, I'd like to have a resume as long as Benjamin Franklin's. That would be cool. If I could just say, I have one as long as his. By the time I was 32, my resume was longer than his. And the reason wasn't because I'm better than Benjamin Franklin. I have more resources than he had. I can click buttons, I can go to libraries, I can talk to people. He had to, if he wanted to do one thing, it had moved from one location to another, save time, money, and effort, move there and hang out with the person. They didn't have telephones, they didn't have books. The printing press was barely even publishing the things that he needed, so he had to go get mentored for 6 months just to learn how to run a printing press. We don't have that problem. So I decided not to use the whiteboard to give you the list, but it's actually, when people look at the things that I've done, all the things I've done, you would think it's not humanly possible to fit that many things in one single person's life. So, like I was telling you guys earlier, I've started over 50 companies. I currently run 3. I currently train at least twice a day, almost 7 days a week. I'm doing different trainings. We're doing these live events as often as we possibly can. I'm working on my 7th book. I've got 1 published and 16 ready for pre-publication. I've studied science. I've studied every single world religion on the planet. I'm actually in the process of memorizing the Torah in the Hebrew language. I've done so many different things and counseled in so many different arenas. I've done, in the area of science, I love physics. I studied live blood for a while. I bought a microscope and started studying live blood cultures, and just doing it. The list just goes on and on and on what one single person can do. And most of the stuff I accomplished in just a few years. I started figuring out how to hack this thing called life, how to suck the marrow from the bone, just get everything you possibly can out of every relationship, out of every encounter, out of every scenario, and use the synergy of relationships to just empower other people and to be able to do great things. And so with that, I want to show you a couple hacks. I want to show you some of the life hacks. So there's the first one, pride versus confidence. Use confidence is the first thing. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. The difference between a guy who will learn 17 languages, or have 17 careers, or have more time, money, freedom, life experiences, businesses, versus the average guy who doesn't seem to have enough time to get to the grocery store on Saturday afternoon. Their life is so packed full of stuff. And why do some people have all this time in the world to accomplish hundreds of things? Time is your most valuable resource. And the difference between the guy who accomplishes a tremendous amount of things and the guy who has a hard time getting anything done is that one mindset that your time is clicking away every single moment of every single day. You only have so much. So if you were counted as dollars, and let's say you have 85 years, and counted as $85,000 is all you have in the bank, and every day you have that much less, you have one less dollar or one less $100 bill being taken out of your bank account. You can't add any more to it. It's your most valuable resource. And when you start trading your time for dollars, or you start trading your time for someone else's drama, or you start trading your time for the idiocy of national television, or constant negative news, which is CNN, you start trading your time, which is the most valuable thing you will ever have, for a waste of that time. You never get it back. But if you treasure every single moment, what we did when we were raising our kids and homeschooled all four of them, we would say, let's make as many memories as we possibly can. And we were taking our moments and piling as much energy and effort and memory and experience as we possibly can out of it. We don't waste our drives, we don't waste our conversations, we don't waste relationships, we don't waste our time with people who are not going to give us back. We can't help them and they can't help us. So we use our time wisely. We use every single moment. And the difference between entertainment and education is the difference between life and death for those people. Entertainment, the very word means to be detained from entering. If you sit around and watch television shows, add value to yourself and to others. The big difference is I don't use any of my time for entertainment and wasted relationships. Now, some people see me pour my life into relationships that they themselves would consider a waste of time. But they say, why do you hang out with that person? You've been with them for 10 years, and that's not giving you anything back in return. Now, I don't consider some people, because in my case, there are a certain type in a personality that was just like me because I didn't have a dad. And I see the lack of character, and I see the lack of training, and all he needs is that right father counsel, that right father influence, and he can be a superstar. Some of these guys are superstars. And if they have just one character trait, I'll pour my life into them. One character trait is all it requires for me to give my life to a person. And it's teachability. You can get anywhere if you have teachability. If you don't have teachability, I don't care whether you're a half superstar or not, you're stuck. You're not going anywhere. And so, use your time wisely. I'm going to talk to you about a couple life hacks. Real quick, draw a box. We have important, put an eye over here, and we put urgent with a line over here. Important, the things in your life that are important and urgent fall in this category up here. If it's important and urgent, they would be things like your 5-year-old falls off the back porch and starts holding the back of his head. That's important and urgent. That's a crisis. That's something that has immediacy, and it's important. And so those things you have to take care of. You can't change their role. You can't change your relationship to it. There are other things that are important and not urgent, which most people ignore. These are the things that will cause you to be a person who uses time wisely, to start spending your time with the things that are important and not urgent. And the reason that we don't spend time with that stuff is because we're spending times that are urgent and not important. This role right here is what you want to get rid of. So, if it's not urgent and it's not important, sorry, wrong box. If it's not urgent and it's not important, it goes here. If it is urgent and not important, you know what I'm saying. Urgency, low in importance goes here. You want to get rid of all that stuff. There's no reason to do it. It's not important. It's not part of your goals. You don't need it. And it has no level of urgency. The stuff that is urgent but not important are things like someone calling you on the phone, someone knocking on your front door. There are things that someone else's urgency, someone's drama. Your sister-in-law calls and says, my neighbor's dog got into blah, blah, blah. She wants to tell you the whole story. Now, to her it's important, but it doesn't have anything to do with you. You can't help her. You know she's not going to take your advice. You've heard her stories 1,000 times and she never listens to you before. Don't take the call. You do not have to waste your time with other people's drama. It's not care. You're not really caring for them by wasting your time and their time. You're not giving them any benefit. So there's a lot of things. Like some of my friends are upset with me because I don't answer my phone. Call me. If you leave me a message that is important, I will call you back. But if you're just wanting to chat, or you want to tell me a story, or you're one of those people that are always telling me some kind of drama, or somebody else's drama, or something I don't know, the end of the world, I cut it out. I don't have time for that. And so you'll be surprised that if you got rid of entertainment, and you got rid of the things that are of other people's importance and not yours, how many hours you just got yourself erased. You're probably wasting 4 or 5 times as much time as you should. Most people do. When I start counseling people and we start going through the list, and you start seeing what you're eating that you shouldn't, oh, that's a different conversation. When you start seeing what you're spending your time on that you shouldn't, you'd be surprised. But there's a lot of stuff that you can just start giving over to your business, start giving over to your time, to your success. Yeah, I missed one person, right?
Huh?
Oh no. Okay, everybody's here. All right, so that's a quick version of use time wisely. I need a napkin. The wiping thing.
Use your coat sleeve.
Just throw it away.
All right, use your time.
It's not important.
To what end? It's a question that I probably ask myself or somebody else every single day. It's one of the most important questions you can plant in your soul. To what end? Why am I doing this? Why am I saying this? Why am I doing this? Why do I have this relationship with this person? That you should have some objective in the books that you read, in the church that you go to, and the people that you hang out with. You should have an expected end. You know, if people would ask this question more often, it would save them from not only a waste of time, but a waste of effort in a company that they choose or in a relationship that they pick. You know, most people are in dysfunctional relationships, but if they would back up before they chose things out of the blindness of their emotions and chose that person, and they looked at it from the perspective that all their friends and families already see, and say, to what end? If I join with this person, what is it going to look like? What's my life going to look like? What's the story going to be at the other end? Everybody else sees it. You just don't see it because you're not willing to ask the question. If you care about the end, if you start caring about the truth, if you start caring about why am I joining, why am I doing, why am I saying, this will change a lot of the way that you make decisions in life. And the people who are goal-oriented, truth and goal-oriented, they start talking to their future self. And they start asking their future self, to what end? What's going to happen when I'm 50? What's going to happen when I'm 60? What's happening when I'm 70 years old? Because to what end is a wise answer. If you don't ask this question, then you are only living by the immediacy of your needs. And it's draining your time, it's draining your energy, it's draining your emotions. You're not accomplishing anything with greatness. Because you're only dealing with the telephone calls, you're dealing with the bill collectors, you're dealing with the crying babies, you're dealing with the emergencies. And we have to deal with those things. But start focusing more and more of your life that has a to what end question in it. To what end? Why am I doing this? I was actually, one of the things that I did was I was studying live blood. I kind of get interested in a lot of things. You know, my brain just goes off. And what I said yesterday is I don't get distracted. I just find things of higher priority. And so I had this distraction. I was studying. I bought a big chemistry set. You know, one of the big monster microscopes. And I started studying live blood because I thought it was fascinating, the things that they were discovering in science and medicine. And after doing it for a couple months, I was thinking, this doesn't fit in anything. I mean, I know it was fun, and I was learning some stuff, but it didn't fit in anything that I was doing. It didn't meet any of my future goals. Like if I were to talk to my 75-year-old self, I said, well, you know, that was fun, and it was educational, but it didn't fit anything you were doing. And so it didn't connect to anything else that I was doing, and even though it would have fit in probably in the realm of intelligent pursuit and in the form of recreation, even though it could have potentially been good for me, it didn't fit. It was like a to what end. So I stuck it all in a box and stuck it on the shelf, and I don't do it anymore. It's easy to do. Now I have that much more time to spend it on and be passionate about something that does add benefit and value to myself and the people I know. I wasn't gonna go down the medical field, so it was basically gonna be a waste of time. It's not a waste of time for someone who's going down that field. So, to what end? Next one of my favorites. You have a chapter in your book about that, don't you? How do you know that?
I do. How do you know that?
For a paycheck, but they'll die for a paycheck. And if we can help you find your vision, then you can find a team. You can find a group of people that will go with you. So whiteboarding does that. So on these three categories, you're going to make three lists. One is going to be personal. One is going to be skills. One is going to be legacy. And then up here in a little tiny box, you're going to put who am I? Question mark. I've been teaching the whiteboard for almost 30 years now. And people who never did anything in their life published a book within 30 days. People who were wanting to do something or thought that they would someday were suddenly 30 days later in a full-time business. People who were stuck as an employee were now suddenly the owners of their own business within 60 days. They own their own company. We got doctors right here in North Carolina. There's a doctor that has multiple locations now that would have still been an employee if they didn't do the list. They didn't realize that I don't want to be an employee. I don't know how to get. I don't know what I want to do. And when we did this, we realized that their heart was an entrepreneur, and they didn't know how to get there, and so we showed them how. We had a young kid. One of the first times we ever did it, we had a young kid in the room. We was teaching him this. He goes, "I want to be an entrepreneur." Within 30 days, he had his own business, and within 60 days, he was the #1 seller in that product on eBay. He actually bumped everybody else off of eBay. He was the only guy to buy this product from. And I showed him through this system how to get to that kind of place. It doesn't take long. Most people realize, oh, it seems so hard to start a business or make $1 million or two, write a book or two, become a public speaker, or it's really not that hard. All those things that you see people doing, it's a pretty easy process. I'm going to show you right here. Super simple. First thing you want to do is you want to brainstorm. When you brainstorm your goals, these are the things that I want to accomplish personally. These are the skills that I want to develop, and this is the thing that I want to leave behind, your legacy. And so this brainstorming session, this is very important that you do not think when you brainstorm. You think brain, no thinking. It actually, if you start thinking, you will not be able to fill out the list because you've already convinced yourself why you're not doing it already. So don't tell yourself why you can't put something down on this list. Put it down, even if it seems completely unrealistic. You want to dream here. This is a dream that has nothing to do with your nature, your money, your finances, your background, your history. This has nothing to do with you. This has only to do with the dream, that little heart inside of you. This is what I want to do. What do you want to accomplish personally? And this is just personal goals. I want to get a degree. I want to become a public speaker. I want to write a book. I want to become an author. This are the things that I would like to do. You're not allowed to quantify any of these answers by saying, well, I can't because I'm too old, well, I have 3 children at home, well, I'm homeschooling, well, I don't have enough money, well, my husband won't let me. You're not allowed to have any of that statement. I'm going to do this. It doesn't matter if you're pretty enough, if you're smart enough, if you're big enough, or you're small enough. If you want to, whatever, put it down. And what's going to happen if you can be free, we have 2 problems. When you come back with this list tomorrow, and we talk about how to make it happen, we're going to have two people in the room. One person is going to have way too much on the list. The list is going to be so big, you're like, where do I start? The other person is going to have almost nothing. They just can't dream. The dream's been taken away from them. And they can't get to that point. The first person we can help. The second person we're going to have to back up and help them. Because the second person means that they have dis in their life. They've been discouraged. They have been dissuaded. They have dis. And we have to actually back up and figure out what it is. What voice in your head is not letting you write the list? Because everybody is born to dream. When you're 2 years old, you have nothing but dreams. You want to fly off the building. You want to jump out of the car at 60 miles an hour. Everything's a dream for you. Everything's I want to try this, I want to do this, I'm going to do it. If you're no longer thinking like a 2-year-old, if you're not living your life like a 5-year-old feeding ducks, then you've been dissed. Somebody told you you can't, you should, you won't, you never will, and you believe it. And so this list should be full. You should have tons of stuff in your personal, and then skills. What do I want to be able to do?
Hello, hello. This is Ray Higdon. I wanted to do a quick, fun video for you guys. I don't normally do these periscopes like this. I know I'm supposed to, but I typically I'm doing just a teaching periscope where I'm teaching you something cool. Hello, what's up, Nakeem, Sarah? What's going on? Phoenix in the house. So this weekend, tomorrow actually, is my wife's birthday. So I wanted to surprise her, and I think I did a pretty good job. We'll ask her, but I think I did okay. So we're at this resort on the east coast of Florida, and it is amazing. Okay, it's amazing. I'm gonna have to think about this. I'm gonna say it. This is the best place we've stayed in Florida. I don't know. We'll get her opinion. All right. So here, let me show you around. So, and you got little side room. I'll show you the bathroom first, and then I'll show you the beach. So stick around. So pretty cool, pretty large bathroom. Pretty cool. Let's go back through here. Got a full-blown kitchen. I don't know how much we're gonna use the kitchen. Probably gonna eat out. But there we go. All right, so let me take you through the master bath, or master bedroom, should I say. So here's our bedroom. Check this out. Isn't that amazing? And they even have a maternity pillow. Isn't that great? So she's got a maternity massage tomorrow, and we got all kinds of spa stuff that we're doing. All right, so check this out. Hello there.
This is amazing.
What do you think of this, guys? Is this heart worthy? Is this cool or what? That's not too bad, right?
Incredible.
So babe, you excited?
Very excited. Definitely one of the nicest places we've ever stayed. Period, I think.
Yeah.
Everybody says hello. They're all trained as soon as you walk by to say hello. It's
Yep.
just amazing.
Let's see baby Sabrina. There she is.
She's hungry.
So everyone make sure you wish happy birthday to Jess on Facebook.
Between private access and Dave and Farrah. So you're out of it. You don't have to deal with it, be harassed, be bothered, nothing. And I told Ed, I said, the last time Julie and Boris and I talked, he had like 2,000 something US, 2,000 something Canadian.
Yeah.
He had more money coming in, blah, blah, blah. And I told Ed, I said, Boris asked if he could take because he's got $1,500 plus or minus in his back office or in earnings. And I said Boris wanted to know if it would be acceptable to us if we let him just keep $1,500 out of what he's collected, and then send us the rest. And Ed said, well, yeah, absolutely. He said if that'll help Boris, then that's not a problem. He said, in fact, go ahead and make it $2,000. So keep out of the money you have collected. Then what you'll do is keep $2,000, and then we'll figure out between you and I and Julie and what else you've collected the last couple of days, and then you can go down to a Western Union, and I'm gonna send you the routing number for private access online. You can just make a Western Union deposit. And it'll come to our account directly. It takes 2 or 3 days. And there's a $34 charge, they said, to do that. And Ed said just to tell Boris to deduct it, don't have him pay the $34. Just take that off the total. So that'll give you, $2,000 right now. And then I told Ed, I said, as we go through the coming week, I said, I believe that Boris will have a lot of activity, so, we just keep, some cash flow coming down to Fort Lauderdale, and we keep you, if you, and I told Ed, I said, here's Boris's predicament, and I didn't give him a lot of your personal details, but I told him when Victoria and Boris got divorced, the Boris, being the gentleman that he is, left everything for his daughter, so that she wouldn't be displaced or have any challenges, and I said, Boris left with hat in hand and had to go find an apartment and had no furnishings, no funds, no nothing. And I said, so I think if we give him a couple thousand, let him keep what he's earned, so he's got that, and then add another $500 to it right now, then that way he'll know today that he's got $2,000 if he's got to go do something or pay a car payment or pay a bill.
Yeah.
He knows that the company is aware of it and supporting him. So will that help you if we do it that way?
Of course. Yeah, everything you can help, it can help. Like all you can help, it helps.
Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah, and so that way, whatever it is, and I thought and again, I don't ever want to put you in a time constraint where you got to go do this by today, do that,
Oh, you know what? I want to do it. I want to do it as soon as I can because it's responsibility. I don't want to be like, all the time thinking about how the money is here, like in my place, so nobody. I don't know.
Yeah. Hold on one second.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Over here. Hold on. Good morning, TC. How are you? How do you do? I've got digital Boris in my ear. Okay, not a problem. All right, so when will you be available so we can plan our schedule? No, you just said it'd be a while, so whatever you need to do, we can do. Okay, well, I'm good anytime. Let me find out what Boris's schedule is. I don't know if he's going to see Ariana today or not, but I'll just ping. I'll wait about 30 minutes and ping you back. We'll figure it out from there. Well, the only thing we need to do is we just want to get a confirmation from Boris on what he's collected and we're going to set up how he's going to send what and keep what, and he's happy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Off now? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's perfect. And then I just told Boris, I said, we don't want to tie him up all day, worrying about it. And he may want to be going to see the baby or doing whatever he'd like to do today. And I told him that we'll get to the balance point, and then he can Western Union the money down at his leisure and not be chasing his tail. And I already told him too to keep $2,000, so he's got some cash on hand if he needs to do some stuff, and he send us whatever's left over. So we're good. And then he had 5 or 4 new people that were in the unfinancial, and I went ahead and activated them and maintained them for period 9. And he, well, they're already in. They're already in the back office in that unqualified thing, being pending. So I went ahead and made them active and maintained them for period 9. Because I think, I don't know, I just saw them in there, and I went ahead and did what I needed to do in case they wanted to add some people or whatever. They couldn't have done it. And I was trying not to bother you this morning because hopefully you slept in. Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. Yeah, good.
Say hi.
No problem. I'm here working on stuff all day long. So at your leisure, you get me, and then we'll talk to Boris later in the day and let him have a day of peace. So he's not. Okay, babe. Sounds great. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it. Bye. Yeah, Boris.
Yeah.
Julie said hi to you. Anyway, she's got doing something with her grandkids for a little bit, and she said that she'll call me here in an hour or two, and we can go through and get as much of the stuff ironed out as possible. Then if we've got 4 or 5 questions, you can tell us the answers, and
Sure.
we'll get set up. But the bottom line is, and working directly with us, the last thing I'm worried about is getting the money, you know. But I don't want you running all over the damn place and having to run to Western Union, run to MoneyGram.
Can you give me the number for Western Union today?
I will get it for you here in just a few minutes. I need to call and
Yeah.
get it for the Western Union.
Because I'm going to collect another Western Union. I just received a couple of minutes ago, $8.29 for big package. So it's Valentina's personal from United States. So Valentina asked me, like, Boris, can they pay with credit card? They are in US. I'm like, no, they can't. They have to send the money. This way we protect our business and company's business.
Well, you're right about that. Now here's the other deal that we got finalized yesterday. I have a very major bank relationship with a friend of mine who his primary partner for his business is Bank of California. And they are going to process our credit cards, and they'll process credit cards, and they'll issue debit cards, virtual debit cards worldwide. So every team member that you have will have a debit card that works in every ATM in the world.
Good, very good.
There's no qualification or anything else. So we'll have a system set up where they can transfer from their debit card. If they collect the money in Romania, then Dimitri, you know, he can let us know, and we'll put the money on the credit cards and back and forth. So nobody has to go through the PayPals, the Western Unions, any of that kind of stuff. And we'll have a complete system set up internally with no chargebacks. They're guaranteeing us in writing that we will have no chargebacks or any liability on our account.
Very good.
And the reason that they're doing that is because we've done business with them I have for almost 20 years, and the owner of the company knows, you know, who we are and what's going on. So he told us, he said, you know, for, you know, a 10% fee, which is what we're paying for the interest on the money right now to Dave, he said, I will not only continue to do that, but I will give you
better deal.
Cards, debit cards, you know, all the finance, the whole bit, and you have no liability. And he said that way the company will have credit cards. You can issue credit directly to Boris on you know, his e-wallet. If he's got, you know, he needs $2,000, and if he's earned $1,500, you can overpay him, and he can pay you back in 2 weeks, or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But I told Ed, I said, I do not want Boris to be living under the gun. I said, you know, he's trying very hard to work his way out of a bad situation, and I think that we would want to help him. And Ed said, absolutely. You know, whatever we need to do to help Boris is what we're going to do. And I said, perfect. You know, so Ed has the same attitude that you're seeing from Julie and I. He's right there on your team. And he said, the only thing we want to do is we do need to have a proper accounting. And he said, if Boris, let's say he's collected the total now of $6,000, he can keep 2, send us 4, you know, keep 2, send us 5, whatever he's got. And I said, well, we'll get to it tomorrow, sometime Saturday. And I said, I don't know what Boris' schedule is, but I said, I'd like to let him have a day piece. He may be able to go see Ariana, I don't know. But, you know, he's been running 100 miles an hour, you know, playing bill collector and banker and, you know, salesman, leader, trainer, you know, everything combined. And I said, you know, he's wearing me out, you know, and I know he's wearing himself out, and he's you know, I said, Boris never runs out of patience. I said, he's the nicest gentleman in the world, but he doesn't need somebody calling him up and threatening him that your downline's going to be turned off and this and that, you know. And Ed is working to manage Dave, because Dave's upset with me because I told him, you know, the other night on the Facebook Pros thing, you know, Faraday put up a post on the diet stuff on, you know, the page for the, you know, for the private access pros, you know, advertising another company and stuff, and really upset some people, including me, you know, and Dave, Teresa talked to Dave yesterday and found out that he had said he didn't know about it, and he was trying to himself. But I told Ed, I don't want to see anybody get confused. And I said, that's part of the problem that their team's having right now. They're trying to introduce 2 startup companies, and, you know, which one, you know, if I show you both presentations, you know, and you're not a Boris type person, you're, you know, maybe a Valentina who doesn't know what to do, what do you do? Which one do you take? And I told Ed, I said, the distinct advantage that we have is that we are digital. Their people can get involved today, use the product today, and they can recruit today, and they know they're going to get paid now. So it's not all the things that we were supposed to do, we've done. And if we had to do it all over again, we'd do it the exact same way.
You know, Rick, I just received a message from Dimitri. He's like, I just came back from the store. I bought a nice suit for the event.
Oh, bless his heart.
He told me half of the day gone because I was choosing the best one, and now I have the best.
Oh, beautiful. Bless his heart. You know, and it's like Ed said. He said, my God, he said, these folks are such tremendous people. And I said, you know, and I said, here's the key. I said, Boris has you know, international contacts everywhere. And I said, now that we have a worldwide payment system, it's all pre-approved. Now it's just a matter of how fast they can push it through to get the system in place, you know, so we can do the KYC stuff and issue their cards and get everything set up. So it's not like it's going to happen. It's all been pre-approved by the prime bank, and so it's just a matter of you know, getting the details in order, you know, and then taking care of your business, and it's going to be easy for you to do because it'll take the. I told Ed, I said the thing that concerns Boris more than anything else is having other people's money that he's got to account for, you know, and I said he doesn't like.
Yeah, you know, I tell you something. Once I have peace of mind, I can kill this, you know, like I can explode it.
Well, that's what we're trying to do. We're rushing to get to the point
Yeah.
where you've got.
And it's not that I'm asking you for like you know, to give me just like you know, upfront money. No, this is the money you take from my commissions. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Just take from my commissions, and the more you can help, the better it is, because I have more peace of mind.
Well, we can obviously pay you all your commissions up front, and then if we need to prepay another 500 or another 1,000 as we're going along, if you've got a situation where you say, "Oh my gosh, I've got a $500 bill and there's no commissions due for 4 days," you know, can you help me? And the answer is going to be yes, no problem.
Thanks.
So, you know, you just be a good businessman like you always are, and you've got a good partner who's going to see to it that you get what you need to take care of responsibility and then relax. Because I told Ed, I said, Boris is stressing about so many things that, you know, and I said, not that he doesn't have time to do it, but if he could go to Western Union once every 2 days instead of 3 times a day, it would help him a lot, you know, and then we can set it up now where we're going to have a Western Union account set up so anybody anywhere in the world can go to Western Union and make a deposit to private access online with the routing number on there. We'll get the money in 2 or 3 days, you know, through the international system, but we'll see the money transfer control number so we know it's paid. So that's all we care about.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Rick, people can already put on your account the money on Western Union, for example, if they ask? Or it's better that they send to me and I put it on yours?
Whichever way you want to put it on ours, or they can put it on yours and you can send it either way, however you want to track it and keep the distance.
But they can put it on yours already, right?
It'll be Tuesday or Wednesday they'll be able to, yes.
Okay.
So they were just setting up the final paperwork to get the corporate account set up.
Okay, very good.
But they told us that Boris Pella in Montreal, Canada, has a Western Union account, and they said that you can go to your account. We'll get you our routing information.
No, I don't have account.
Deposit.
I don't have account. I'm just coming there and I'm just picking up the money. I don't have any account.
Oh, okay.
And by the way, I just talked to the person from United States, from Florida, and she told me, Boris, you know what? I'm so happy that I took about $1,000 because it's it's a robbery. You know, they taken so much fees to send 829. I'm like, it's good that I have about $1,000 with me because otherwise it was not enough. I don't know how much she paid, but I guess it's about like $70-80 she paid over.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, we've got it on a downhill. Well, now what does your schedule look like today? Are you
So now I have now I'm helping Galina, the one that I signed up, the last one. I'm helping her. She has two people to talk, and after that I'm going to take a shower and I'm going to the Western Union to collect the money, MoneyGram to collect the money, and then probably I would love to maybe to send to you Western Union if it's possible.
Okay. Well, let me get you the Western Union numbers, and we'll handle that. And then if you, do you have any time freedom this afternoon, or are you?
Yes. Of course. We can talk. Let's say, you know what? As soon as I'm home, I'm going to write you a message here on Skype or a text message, and like about I can tell you like approximately, because it depends how long I'm going to talk to her people, and like how big is the line in the Western Union MoneyGram? I don't know, but let's say like it's 1:10 my time. So let's say after 4, I hope everything is done. My time. So it's after 3 o'clock your time.
Well, why don't we plan around? Let's say 5 o'clock your time, around 4 o'clock our time.
Okay.
And if you get tied up and you're under pressure, don't worry about it. Just relax, and we'll do it later. You know, as far as going to get whatever you got to go get.
Yeah.
And if you're tied up, and we'll cover what we've got, and set it up so when you go to Western Union, you'll be all set, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Very good.
But don't push yourself. Don't keep
No.
so crazy with it.
Yeah.
We don't want that to happen. We don't want that.
Yeah, you know, we have to take stress out of us.
Absolutely.
You know, the life is good without stress. When it's a lot of stress, it's not good.
Absolutely, buddy. All right, Boris.
Okay, thanks, Rick. So give me please the information for your account on Western Union as soon as you have, and if you can, please check with Jennifer about the flight because people asking me.
I will do that. I'm going to check the email again because I asked her last night.
And
so I will check and see what I can find out right now.
By the way, can you please activate this Xenia 28? Because this is the one,
another one?
On the list. If you go to financial, we have Xenia 28. So Vinavin, he asking to take from his commissions the money, and he sent me the rest on PayPal. I received it.
Okay, what I'm going to do, Boris, I'm going to go in and I'm just going to activate them and qualify them. And then when we get down to talking about how they're going to pay for it, I'm going to let Julie handle that so I don't mess it up.
Okay.
But I'm turning them all on right now, so if they have people to put in, they can. And then you and Julie can sit down like you always do and just go through the numbers.
Okay.
But I will check every hour or so to see if there's anybody that is in the unfinancial, place for the distributor report, like the four I found this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll get those activated, and then you and Julie can work out the details of so much from this one, so much from that one.
Just put in the note that it's not verified yet, like something like that, so we know that we have to work on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We will do it. Okay.
Very good. Thanks.
All right, my friend. Thank you very much, Boris.
Thank you, Rick. Bye.